Hi all, I'm John with Peace Direct. Welcome to our first ever Peace Cries Out event, celebrating the importance of youth peace builders. Thanks so much for joining us. We're going to give folks a few minutes to trickle in, and while you wait, please access the QR code on the screen by taking your cell phone out and using the camera on your mobile device. Once you access the site, we'd love for you to share some reflections on the following questions with us. We'll give you around 30 seconds for each slide. So first question. Where are you tuning in from? All right, so we have some answers trickling in. We have Arlington, Virginia, Colorado, New York, DC, New Jersey, Chesapeake Bay, Cleveland. So folks from all over. We have Nevada as well, so east to west. Fantastic. Well, we're so happy to have you here tonight. So now we'll move on to the next question. And the question is, what does peace mean to you? So we'll give you about a minute for this one. Some really good ones coming in. So safety, community, equity, liberation, joy, unity, care, tranquility, dialogue, compassion, justice, being together. These are great responses. I love this response. Coexistence, calm social inclusion, and then the ultimate, love. So now we'll move on to the next slide. So when you think of a peace builder, who comes to mind? There are a laundry list of folks that I think of when I think of a peace builder. Answers are coming in now. So Martin Luther King, Dr. Scylla Elworthy, who's actually the founder of Peace Direct, Nelson Mandela. These are great responses. Malala. Gulalai, who's actually with us tonight. And I'm really proud to say she's a dear friend of mine. Super proud of that fact. This is my favorite. Well, Gulalai, and then the next person that's mentioned is our fearless leader, our executive director, Bridget Moix. I love that one. These are great responses. Thank you so much. So I hope everyone's feeling inspired. And once again, we're so grateful to have you here with us tonight. Now I'd like to hand it off to our MC for this evening, spoken word artist, Charity Joyce Blackwell.
Thank you, John, for that introduction and for that really awesome activity to get people thinking about what peace means to them, how they visualize peace. I want to welcome everyone to our first annual Peace Cries Out event. I want to first start by simply asking, how's everyone doing? Go in the chat, let us know, how are you doing? How are you feeling tonight? How are you showing up to this space? Well, I want you to know I'm doing pretty awesome. My name is Charity Blackwell. I am a professional spoken word artist. I'm a senior advisor of arts and culture for an amazing after-school organization called DC Scores and director of poetry events at Busboys and Poets. And I am super, super excited to be your host for this evening. Tonight is dedicated to celebrating Peace Direct and the amazing work of the youth peace builders throughout the entire world. If you're not familiar with Peace Direct, they work with people to stop violent conflict and build lasting peace. For over 15 years, working with peace building partners in some of the most difficult conflicts around the world, places where there's ongoing wars, and these wars that have ripped communities apart, and where there's local people who are working on everyday things to rebuild that peace. Thank you all for joining us, and we hope that you'll consider donating. Feel free to click the link in the chat at any point throughout the event to donate. We recognize that everyone has different capacities, so give what you can, whether that's $1, $5, $500, $1,000, whatever it is, nothing is too small, trust me. So we hope that you feel inspired tonight, and we want you to feel more inspired as the event progresses. Now, to get us started, as I talked earlier, say, yeah, I'm a poet, spoken word artist, all these things, poetry. I think it's only right, since I'm hosting, to start the event off with a poem. And I hope that's okay with y'all. If that's cool with y'all, just go in the chat, say, cool, yeah, we're cool with that. Give us a thumbs up. All right, so this poem is along the themes of tonight, which is giving. This poem's actually dedicated to my mother, Mary Blackwell. I unfortunately lost both my parents the past 5 years. Lost my mother 5 years ago, my father 3 years ago. And I'm learning at this age to learn a lot of different lessons through memories because I don't have them here to teach me things at this age in my life. Mother was a Cancer, super loving, super giving. Father was a Scorpio. Shout out to Scorpios. I'm a Scorpio. I love us. But super not loving, giving, a little bit on the opposite side. And it was interesting how these two polar opposites were able to balance each other out and were able to raise myself and my sister into the women that we are today. And I like to think that my more tender, selfless, caring side comes from my mother, Mary Blackwell. So I dedicate this poem to her, and it's called The Gift of Giving. My mother used to tell me, Charity, you should give. You should give and never question and never expect a dime in return. She said that giving is something that cannot be measured. Matter of fact, it's a treasure, something like a gift, because the gift of giving is an ancient tradition, a tradition as an extension from our ancestors, centuries and centuries of feeling helplessness while still graciously displaying selflessness. She said, baby, this world will eat you alive and tear away at your soul. So diligently and intentionally give the most when you feel whole. Trust me, I know she would tell me how our ancestors gave us hope when they escaped to the north, how Rosa gave us resilience when she refused to move, how James Brown gave us pride when he said, say it loud, I'm Black and I'm proud, and the vibrant joy he gave us, the way he shuffled and jived over racism. You'll tell me about Malcolm and Martin, how they gave us strength and patience, calm yet anxious, how Langston paved the pathway to us exploring our biggest, richest, most ambitious dreams. You would tell me how the Obama's nomination gave us validation that yes, we can, and yes, we did. You and Pops did not see eye to eye on everything. I remember what you said to him that day when he asked you, as you rolled the windows down, arms extended like the branches of a giving tree, green leaves falling to the hands of the homeless man. He asked you, sweetheart, why do you give them money? You know what they're going to end up doing with it. You know what it's going to go towards. You know, we really don't owe them anything. You would sigh and reply, my love, who are we to judge? Because you understood that what it means to give is the epitome of what it means to live is to serve, is to pay it forward in honor of ones before. She said that giving is something that cannot be measured. Matter of fact, it's a treasure, something like a gift, because the gift of giving is an ancient tradition, a tradition as an extension from our ancestors. So I give like my life depends on it, as if my ancestors gave me the keys to the chains that unlock the block freedom that flows through my veins, as if Rosa gave me a seat at the front of the bus in the Jim Crow Ku Klux Montgomery heat, as if James Brown gave me his feet, choreographed my every move to continue to prove that even resilience can be wooded with a two-step Motown groove, as if Langston helped me snooze, manifested my dreams, gave me the beams of light and darkness that burst at the seams, as if my mother named me Charity, which means love, or the act of giving to those in need, as if it's apparent that my parents gave me the foundation to serve, to observe the absurd and give back to those who deserve more love than what life's given them, because life's thrown them to the curb. So I bless them with these hands, this knowledge, or these words. So I give like my future depends on it, even if giving takes its toll, because you said, baby, this world will eat you alive and tear away at your soul. So diligently and intentionally give the most when you feel whole, because receiving something in return should never be your goal. Trust me, I know. And that's that poem, y'all. Thank y'all. Thank you. Thank you. Whew. It's amazing how you can do a poem over and over again. It still hits the same as if you're doing it. You wrote it the first time. So thank y'all so much for allowing me to share that with you. And I hope that it capitalizes more on the importance of giving. All right. So now we got that out the way. Let's get things started. First, I would like to take a moment to hear from two extraordinary partners of Peace Direct who are working to build a better tomorrow.
Hi, my name is Henry, and I'm the founder of Outpatch. We're proud partners of Peace Direct because as a veteran-owned company, we believe strongly that real change happens at the ground level. That's why we love that Peace Direct focuses on local peacemaking efforts and empowering local peacemakers, growing a more peaceful society from the ground up. We're incredibly proud to call ourselves their partner, love supporting their work, and hope you'll consider doing the same.
Magandang gabi. I'm Mark Batak. I am based in the Philippines, working with a peacebuilding organization working in Mindanao and across Southeast Asia. Why is Peace Direct's model of peacebuilding important, especially right now? Because we are at a crossroads, a very important crossroad of what narratives we tell ourselves and our children about COVID-19, about climate change, about what we fear, about what makes us secure. And this story either divides us or brings us together. And Peace Direct represents a better narrative, a more accurate narrative. That local actors are not mere victims in need of saving, or mere implementers or beneficiaries or receivers. That we have autonomy, that we have capacity. And that understanding can only be found by centering the voices and experiences of local communities affected by crisis and conflict. And that peace can only be realized by recognizing and nurturing the ability and creativity of local actors to find and build solutions, our ability to define power, our ability to lead. And I trust Peace Direct because they first trusted in us. So to our friends and allies in Peace Direct, thank you for continuing to make space. And I look forward to further building bigger, more and better spaces of coming together, of celebrating each other, of building peace.
Awesome. And this is just a friendly reminder. Feel free again to donate at any point throughout the night by clicking on that box, wherever it is, clicking on that box to donate in the chat box. Now, I would like to introduce Peace Direct's Executive Director. Everyone show some love for Bridget Moix.
Oh, Charity, thank you so much. That was so amazing. And thank you to our partners and everyone who's sent in these videos. It's so wonderful to be here with you all. I don't know who put me up after these acts, but I'll be short and brief. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Bridget Moix. I've had the honor and the gift of working with Peace Direct for 10 years and our amazing partners. And this event is a little bittersweet. It's my last big event before I step down at the end of the year and make way for amazing new leadership. And I can't wait for everyone to meet the next leader of Peace Direct US. I'm thrilled to be here tonight with you all. And just to give you a little overview for those who don't know us as well of our work. Peace Direct is dedicated to working with the local people to stop violent conflict and build peace around the world. And we do that in three main ways. First, we provide direct support. Someone recently said, I love your name, direct. That's what you're about. We provide direct support to frontline communities, peace builders in places around the world like Somalia and Pakistan and Sudan and Sri Lanka, who are doing amazing, courageous work in very difficult situations. And the money we raise goes directly to support them. They are what Peace Direct is. They are Peace Direct. So the work we do to support our partners, accompany them, help them do the work that they know their communities need is central to our mission. Second, we advocate to change policies and funding systems that hold back these local communities from pursuing the future that they want. We do that with advocacy at the United Nations, here in Washington, where I am with the US government, in the UK, and at the EU now, the European Union. And we do it in partnership with our partners, opening channels for local people building peace, to speak directly to decision makers, to share their perspectives, their work, and what they know their communities need. That's the advocacy work that we do. And third, we're working to engage a public, a movement, all of you, to be peace builders, to know that building peace is not something that happens far off. It's something that happens inside of each of us, in our homes, our communities, and all around us. And all of us can be peace builders. And building that movement is what we're here tonight to do. You're all part of it. And we're so grateful that you're here with us tonight. At Peace Direct, we know that local people understand their problems best and are the ones best suited to lead the solutions for their communities. I want to show a video now that gives a better idea of how we do this work. This is a beautiful video put together with our partner in Nigeria, Peace Initiatives Network.
All right, thank you so much, Bridget. And I hope that you are all continuing to donate using that box in the chat. And we are now waiting for someone to come through. We are actually ahead of schedule right now, but I just wanted to check in again with everyone, see how everyone's feeling right now, see where everyone is coming from again. If we had some more people join us, where's everyone calling from? Where's everyone joining from around the world? I'd heard that we had some folks from London with us, from Colorado, some people from New York in the chat. Let us know where you're from. I want to see what people are from and give y'all a shout out real quick. Got some more New Yorkers in the building. That's awesome. Awesome. California, London. Okay. Nice. Vermont in the building. Let's go. Connecticut. Nice. New Jersey. The Bronx, BX. Come on. Summerlin, Nevada near Red Rock Canyon. Okay, very specific. That's awesome. Thank you for sharing that. That's great. Someone said DC, then someone else said Northwest DC. We all from DC. I'm in Silver Spring right now, up the street from y'all. Nova Scotia, Canada. Come on. Ohio, specifically spelled that way. Warm greetings to all. David from Hartsall in San Francisco. Nice. Hey, David, how's it going? Cambridge, UK, Covington, Kentucky, Hinckley, Ohio. Okay, y'all get real specific. I'm loving it. This is awesome. We have folks from all over the world, from all over the US joining us. This is amazing. So I want to bring Bridget back because I want to fill time, and please keep dropping it. Keep dropping where you're from in the chat. As people come in, keep letting us know where you're from. We want to know where people are joining us because we know that the reach is international for Peace Direct. But I want to bring Bridget back on to talk a little bit more about youth advocacy and the work that we are honoring them for.
Great. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Charity. We are welcoming very soon Congresswoman Meng, Grace Meng. I know she's getting settled. I can see her getting settled in the background, so I'll give her a minute. And she's has an award, which we're going to be talking about, that we're thrilled about. So just to give a little background for folks about the Peace Cries Out Award. Thank you so much to everyone who's here tonight to honor young peace builders around the world. That is what we're doing this evening with this award. And this award, it's for all the young people around the world who are building peace in their communities. And tonight it is especially to honor Congresswoman Grace Meng. This is a new award for us. It's the first time we've ever given it, and it is to recognize extraordinary individuals who are leading efforts in peace building in their own work and lives. And we understand peace building is really intersectional. It takes work at the community level where peace really happens. And it takes work all the way in the halls of Congress and at the highest decision-making levels in order to support it and make sure that communities can build safe futures together. Tonight, we're so honored to give this award, the first annual Peace Cries Out Award, to Congresswoman Grace Meng of New York. Congresswoman Meng, we're so pleased you're here with us. She is a leader in advancing a new bill in Congress. It's called the Youth, Peace, and Security Act. She has led the introduction of this bill. It's bipartisan, which is not easy to do in Congress right now. It takes peace building to do that. She has led a bipartisan bill on youth, peace, and security that is the first comprehensive national legislation that prioritizes inclusion and empowerment of young people globally for positive change. It includes dedicated funding, money to support young people with the resources they need to implement the change necessary to address root causes of violence in their communities and build lasting peace. Congresswoman Meng is no stranger to inclusion and empowerment. She is the first and so far only Asian American member of Congress from New York State, hopefully not the last. And her presence is an inspiration for young people that they can one day be in a position to make an impact, as she continuously has fought to expand opportunities for communities of color, young people, and women. Congresswoman Meng, I also know from reading your bio that you are a peace builder at heart and at home, because like me, you have 2 boys, I believe. And as I know, that means you do peace building every day. So thank you so much for being here. We're so honored and grateful to give you this award. And I want to turn it over to you to offer a few words.
Thank you, Bridget, for the kind introduction. It's great to see you again and to meet everyone who are here today. And you're right, I have developed many peace building skills and negotiation skills right in my own household. Thank you to Peace Direct for having me this evening and for honoring me with the Peace Cries Out Award. It has been great to work with Peace Direct on my bill, the Youth, Peace, and Security Act, to provide youth and youth-led movements the necessary support to prevent violence in their communities and to build sustainable peace for their futures. Young people continue to bear the burdens of peace and conflict. They are the generation most impacted by elites' political decisions, and yet they are not given the space or the respect to participate in designing their own future. This is particularly true in regions facing protracted conflict. I have met so many brave young men and women who are committed to making the hard choices and compromises necessary to end conflict, and who are coming up with innovative solutions that could break through entrenched interests. But too often, the only investments their governments make in them is violence prevention. And when we talk about young people, we talk about the youth bulge, the lack of opportunity, the threat that they pose. But if we started treating young people as future leaders, we can work with them to create new opportunities. When I started to think about how to integrate the voices of young people into US foreign policy, the Youth, Peace, and Security agenda felt like the best place to start. The primary goal was to give young leaders a say in their own future. I was proud to work with my colleagues, Representatives Curtis, Phillips, and Fitzpatrick, to reintroduce this bill, but equally proud to have worked with the people whose lives will be most impacted. Youth peace builders are risking their lives to solve the problems that have stymied older generations. Over the past decade, there has been a critical effort to prove that inclusive peace processes are longer lasting and more effective. The Women, Peace, and Security movement has provided data for what so many of us have known is true, that when women are at the table, peace agreements are longer lasting and more effective. Young people too are fighting for a seat at this table. They too seek protection as human rights defenders. They seek respect from the establishment. One of the cornerstones of my legislative work has been about diversity and inclusion. We have learned that including more voices at the table, whether in peace negotiations or business negotiations or on corporate boards, ultimately fosters more sustainable final treaties. This must be the common denominator of our foreign policy. The more people, the better. The more voices, the better. The more experiences, the better. But there are also issues that are unique to youth-led organizations. They are smaller, more nimble, and have quicker leadership transitions as members age out. Some of the basic ways that they are structured keep them out of the US grant-making and contracting systems. This is some of what we aim to tackle in the Youth, Peace, and Security Act. This bill seeks to ensure that the US promotes the inclusive and meaningful participation of youth in mediation and negotiation processes that prevent, mitigate, or resolve conflict overseas. The YPS Act would establish a youth coordinator at USAID, as well as a youth point of contact in relevant bureaus, integrate youth consultation into program design, and provide financial and technical assistance to youth-led initiatives in pursuit of conflict resolution and peace building. The YPS Act is a once-in-a-generation shift in U.S. foreign policy that would bring youth voices to the table in conflicts around the world. In countries facing conflict, it will be young people who will bear the burden of sustaining peace over generations, leading their society from reconciliation to prosperity. I think that in many ways, U.S. foreign policy and development programs have benefited young people. But by failing to explicitly reference the unique challenges youth peace builders face, we are doing them a disservice. I've started to do this in my role as the vice chair of the House Appropriations Subcommittee on State and Foreign Operations, the panel in the House of Representatives that is responsible for funding U.S. foreign assistance. In this year's bill, I secured funds to support youth civil society organizations and youth peace building implementers, and secured language urging the State Department to coordinate with all government agencies managing foreign assistance to develop a strategy that directly addresses youth needs and youth engagement. Nevertheless, it is critical that we work to pass the Youth Peace and Security Act to codify our youth engagement policies. Together in Congress, with the Biden-Harris administration, with the international community, and with all of you, we will help pass the Youth Peace and Security Act, and we will set the stage for the leaders with us today and those watching around the world to bring us one step closer to peace. I'm thrilled to be here today with leaders in this effort to hear from them directly about their important work. Thank you again for this tremendous honor.
Thank you so much, Congresswoman Meng. That was wonderful. And the work you're doing is so important and so important for our partners and for the people that we work with. And we're just so honored that you were here with us tonight. Please feel free to stay. I know you're very busy. I know you have kids and other things too, but feel free to stick around as long as you can and to leave when you need to leave. We're so happy you've been able to be with us. And we will be hearing from a number of young peace builders and young leaders. And we're gonna move now to a few more videos that we have of some testimonials from friends and partners of Peace Direct.
Hi, I'm Dishani Senaratna from Sri Lanka. I'm the founder and project director of Writing Doves. After participating in an online consultation convened by Peace Direct, I got the opportunity to attend a series of events held in parallel to the 2019 United Nations High-Level Political Forum held in New York. Not only that, I got the opportunity to share my experiences as a peace builder from Sri Lanka through peace talks hosted by Peace Direct, held in Washington, D.C. Thank you, Peace Direct, for giving a platform for peace builders across the world to amplify their voices to build a more inclusive society.
Very best wishes to the initiative Peace Cries Out and to all the young peace builders and Representative Grace Meng who've helped to organise it, with the support and for the support of Peace Direct. The money you can contribute will be used so carefully and so well for all the initiatives that Peace Direct undertakes, and I wish you all success. Thank you.
Bonjour, mon nom c'est Moussa Tolo, je suis peace builder au Mali et plus précisément à Mopti. Je vais à travers cette vidéo confirmer sinon remercier Peace Direct pour les actions qu'elle mène dans mon pays depuis un certain temps dans la consolidation de la paix. Et nombreuses sont ces associations qui ont bénéficié d'un fonds de cette organisation pour la consolidation de la paix. Et la mienne aussi en a bénéficié. Et nous, particulièrement, cela nous a permis de pouvoir mener beaucoup plus d'activités que prévues. Et aussi, elle nous a permis d'avoir plus de visibilité et de notoriété au niveau local et aussi élargir nos champs d'activité. Pour ceci, je ne peux que dire à Peace Direct de continuer sur cette lancée, de continuer à travailler avec les artisans de paix locaux pour une paix vraiment durable. Merci à Peace Direct et à tous ses partenaires.
Hi there, my name is Ben Wright. I'm the banjo player for the Hen House Prowlers, and alongside our nonprofit Bluegrass Ambassadors, we've been lucky enough to travel the world using music as a tool to connect people across cultures. Back in 2019, we were lucky enough to pair up with Peace Direct at a run of shows here in the US to talk about what an incredible tool music is to connect people and to bring forth peace. I'm so proud to know the folks at Peace Direct. I saw in person when I visited them in Washington, D.C., how they work day in and day out to affect peace all over the world. And what they're doing works. If you have even an extra dollar lying around the house, please consider donating to them. They do so much with so little. I would love to see them have all the funding in the world to keep doing the incredible work they're doing. Please consider donating to Peace Direct.
Good evening, my amazing Peace Direct supporters. My name is Kaskande Abdishafi, and I am a proud board member of Peace Direct. I was born and raised in Darfur, Sudan, where I experienced the joy of simple but complex rural African societal upbringing, with a long inherited systems of solidarity and collective resilience. I also personally experienced the horror of the conflicts in Sudan. Some of those horrors include mass atrocities, detention, and torture. It is in those experiences where my passion in peace building and human rights ignited. I started my peace activism in the university when my colleagues and I organized a student movement to counter the genocide in my home region, Darfur, in 2003. From there, I worked for almost a decade in peace building and advocacy from the front lines of conflicts like Sudan's South Kordofan and Blue Nile regions, where the Sudanese government used to conduct indiscriminate aerial bombardment, working with civilians living in foxholes for survival with hope for peace. And I also worked in a higher regional peace building and policy frameworks, such as African Union, Global Partnership for Prevention of Conflict, Violent Conflict, and Armed Conflict. On my journey from the conflict experience and the peace building practice, I also learned how flawed our global peace building and aid systems are. In my career, working on peace building, I spent more time dealing with exclusionary, ill-informed peace building solutions made up by donors very far away over the seas than I did actually working for peace building itself. Solutions that do not do harm instead of to those who intended to help. And that brings me to our main event or main point tonight, the Peace Direct. My quest for a systemic reform and transformation of peace building praxis, from treating local people as only subjects or objects to be acted upon in the peace building process or peacemaking process, to a true agents of their own, brought me to Peace Direct. Believe me, I am a true evidence of our local first value in practice. My journey with Peace Direct started as an advocacy and research intern years ago. Today, I am a proud board member, and I can attest that they are the true partners of those invisible but powerful cornerstones of our local peace building actors, who are actually an integral part of their local resilience systems. I am grateful that Peace Direct works so tirelessly with and advocates for locally led peace building. Not only that, but also works at the policy level to decolonize and transform the entire peace building and aid sector. I will conclude my quotes with a quote from my favorite, Michel Foucault. He said, "People know what they do. Frequently, they know why they do what they do. But what they don't know is what they do does." I will assure you that at Peace Direct, we understand what we do does. And evidently, that is a sustainable peace and violent conflict-free world. I hope that you will consider being part of our great journey and mission by donating to us tonight. Thank you.
Wow, and thank you, Kuskandi. Yo, you are an inspiration. Can we show some love in the chat for Kuskandi? Thank you so much for sharing your story. Thank you for continuing to build a more peaceful world. And just thank you so much for the wonderful, wonderful, and much needed, meaningful work that you do. Are y'all inspired out there? I said, are y'all inspired out there? If so, give me a yeah in the chat box. Say yeah in your house. Let everyone know how you're feeling right now. Show some love. And if you're feeling really inspired, don't forget, you can show that inspiration by donating, by clicking that link in the chat box. Give whatever you can. No amount is too small or too big. We're seeing some donations coming in and we're really liking what we're seeing, but I know that we can bring in some more. So if you've even already donated one time, donate again. Keep bringing them in because your money is going for an amazing, amazing cause. So now I'd like to introduce two extraordinary peace builders, the founders of Aware Girls in Pakistan. So Aware Girls was founded in 2002, which aims to address violence and discrimination against women and young girls in Pakistan, and also to advocate for women's rights, for education and access to sexual and reproductive health resources. Their stated aim is to strengthen the leadership capacity of young women, enabling them to act as agents of social change and women empowerment in their communities. By the way, Nobel Peace Prize winner Malala was a participant. What? So the number of awards that they've received, the list is too long to even get into right now. So please, everyone join me in welcoming Saba and Gulalai Ismail.
Thank you, Charity. Thank you for such an amazing introduction. I will start by saying that our biggest award is long-term partnership with Peace Direct. And why I say that? Because when I started working at the age of 16 and Saba was 15, it was in 2002, and believe me, at that time, most of the people were so skeptical of it, and they would not take it serious. And they're like, what? Young women building peace, countering extremism, empowering young women. But then through the work, we proved that yes, young people are not just the victims of war. They are not just the victims of conflict. They have the power to build peace in their communities. In 2009 in Pakistan, when Taliban took over the beautiful Swat Valley of Pakistan and the tribal areas, and they started recruiting thousands of young people into their militant organization. That was the point in our life when we said that Aware Girls, an organization which started with the aim of empowering young women, has to go out, has to reach out to these young people who are being recruited by the militant organizations. We have to stop the recruitment because we believe that those same young people, they can be peace builders in their communities if they receive the kind of support that we received as young person and the kind of support that we were giving out to young women who were part of Aware Girls program. When we started, we were a group of 25 young people. And we were, of course, people were skeptical of us bringing that change and preventing young people from joining militant organizations. But today we are a group of, we are a network of more than 20 groups. We have more than 500 young peace builders, and every year they are reaching out to more than 10,000 young people who are vulnerable to the recruitment of militant organizations, working with them one-on-one, because we know that the reasons for young people to join militant organizations can be individual, even in a complex political conducive environment. We also have been, with the help of these 500 young peace builders, we have also been working to actually create alternative narratives of nonviolence, tolerance, and pluralism. And we have been working, engaging with policymakers to fight back against the war economy and advocate for state policies which invest in the peace and security, and which invest in development of young people. So that is the kind of work we had been doing. We started peace building work in 2009, and Peace Direct has been our partner since then. Peace building is not kind of like 1 year or 2 year project. It is a continuous work, and therefore it requires partners who believe in you, who believe in your failures, who believe in your success, and who are there to support you through the decades-long journey. And Peace Direct is that kind of partner. I will, Sabah.
Yeah, thank you so much. So what it actually means of working with Peace Direct, and being the relationship of Peace Direct with an organization like this, grantee is not a donor. It's not a typical donor and grantee relationship. And they also believe that, they do this, not only believe in local peace builders, but they actually do it by doing it. And that's where, Peace Direct have supported Aware Girls, not only in our projects and implementing our projects, but they help us in strengthening our organization capacity. They helped develop us the security policy after we were attacked. They also have been helping in implementing these the programs at a more active level at the ground level. So Peace Direct do not have this corporate tendency of just establishing and going after, in these countries and establishing their own offices, but they believe in local peace builders like us, and they help us grow in this process. I would really like to also mention that besides the capacity building and besides the money that Peace Direct gives to their grantees, when actually the situation become really worse, they actually step in and help. For example, in 2019, when Gulali was put on a state kill list, and then she had to flee the country. But during that time, Peace Direct actually mobilized, they did campaigns. We wrote joint letters to the US Congress. There were calls going on to the consulate and to the embassies in Pakistan, whether in Washington, DC and UK. So it is when they just not only support people like us on the ground, but because the work is so critical and it's so difficult and challenging that when we are put in, in dangerous situation, they do not step back, but actually they step in to help us. So I really, really encourage all of you to please support the work of Peace Direct, because they're not a conventional donors at all. They are very different, and they're very supportive, and they are family.
Yes, and I will just add one last sentence, that why we believe in Peace Direct as partners, because coming from the so-called global south, we want to work with partners who believe in decolonized approach towards peace building, and who just are not concerned about the projects that are going on, but who also cares about the lives of peace builders. So when the peace builders are put at risk, we believe that yes, we have family in US and we have family in UK. So please feel free to support Peace Direct, because when you support Peace Direct, you support people like us. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Dylan Matthews and I'm the Chief Executive at Peace Direct. I'm sorry I couldn't be there live with you tonight at this fabulous event, but I just wanted to send you a short message. First, I want to congratulate Congresswoman Grace Meng for being our champion of peace and being a champion of young peace builders around the world. It really does mean a great deal to us that you are being a champion for them and for young people around the world who are tirelessly building peace in their communities. So thank you, Representative Meng, for everything that you're doing for them and for young people around the world. I also want to say a big thank you to the incredible young peace builders who are around the world right now building peace in their communities. So much of this work goes unnoticed, and yet we know how valuable it is for your communities and the life-saving work that you're doing. So for young people everywhere who are building peace, thank you. Thank you. Thank you for what you're doing. And finally, for those of you watching this live, I just want to ask you to do whatever you can to support Peace Direct. We are small and we have a big mission. We are trying to support local people to build peace in some of the most difficult parts of the world, and we can't do it without your support. So whatever you can give, please give, because your donations will make such a big difference to us. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your solidarity. And we look forward to working with you to build a safer world for all. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Stacey Heffley, and I chair the U.S. Board of Peace Direct. I'm set to begin my 5th year of board service with this amazing organization, and still, every day, I am so humbled and inspired to be in the presence of these extraordinary peace builders. I have never met more positive people, which is all the more incredible when you consider the hard work they do every day in some of the world's most sensitive conflict zones. My hope is that after tonight, you will agree that these humans deserve to be seen, heard, and supported in their efforts. I want to convey my special congratulations to our Peace Cries Out Award honoree, Congresswoman Meng, and my personal thanks to Kuskandi, Gulalai, Saba, and all of our partners who joined us via video tonight. Thanks also to our selfless, talented, and energetic staff, a small and mighty team I am proud of every day. But most importantly, my heartfelt thanks goes out to each one of you for joining us tonight. Your time, your care, your engagement fuels us to do this important work in service of our partners. Peace Direct US and really the whole field of peace building is at a pivotal moment as people all over our country, and let's face it, our planet, reawaken to the power of community engagement and local action to make a positive change in an often tumultuous but beautiful world. That's why I give of my time and resources, because in working with and for the people you've seen tonight, I am empowered to believe that change is possible, that violence is avoidable, and that I myself can actually do something about it. And so can each one of us. How amazing is that? But for us to continue to expand our reach and impact to support local peace builders wherever they may be, we need your support. And frankly, we need the support of as many Americans as we can get to reach with this message of hope and empowerment. So I ask that you please give whatever you can tonight, and that you help us spread the word of the power of local peace building. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter and Instagram, tell your friends, tell your family. Perhaps as we gather with our loved ones this coming Thanksgiving, we can each remember to give thanks for the peace builders we have met tonight. Finally, in the spirit of tonight's celebration of youth, I encourage you to see and support the efforts of young people in our own communities who are doing this work right in our own backyards. That's right, peace building happens here in America too. Every gift you give is meaningful. Every gift matters. Every gift is so deeply appreciated. Please give what you can, and thank you.
Thank you so much, Stacey. In our night, I know, don't cry, y'all. It's okay. I understand. But it has, unfortunately, sadly, come to an end. And we are really, really grateful for all of your support tonight. And we mean that from the bottom of our heart. Please, please keep in touch. You are part of the Peace Direct family. I've been inducted. You're part of my family as well, right? So remember, please follow us on all social media channels at Peace Direct. Wishing you all health, wishing you all well-being, wishing you all peace and happiness and love, and good night.